Horrifying scene. Hidden in ancient Chinese tomb leaves. Archaeologists, speechless. Welcome back to Ancient History, the channel where we uncover the world's most mysterious stories together. Today, I'm going to take you deep into a strange and somewhat eerie world. One where every stone and artifact holds secrets that science is still struggling to explain. When you think of archaeology, you probably imagine old skeletons, broken pottery shards, or headless stone statues scattered across deserts, right? Oh no, if that's what you're thinking, you might be mistaken. Because some discoveries are anything but old-fashioned. They're surprising, bizarre, and have even left seasoned experts speechless. From ancient tombs buried deep underground containing countless treasures that no one can explain why they're there, to skeletons with structures unlike modern humans, even showing signs of dark rituals performed thousands of years ago. So, are any of these findings truly clues to a lost civilization? Or are they just a surface cover hiding something even greater? Don't wait any longer. Right now, let's explore the strangest archaeological discoveries ever unearthed from mysterious ancient tombs, to uncover the answer and see what archaeologists have found inside those tombs. Inside the coffin of China's most powerful eunuch, a mystery that shook the entire excavation team. When it comes to the most influential figures during the Qing dynasty in ancient China, people often think of Empress Dowager Cixi, the powerful woman who controlled the entire court. But few know that the person standing right behind her, and at times even manipulating both the imperial harem and state affairs, was a eunuch. That man was Lee Leon Ying, a figure whose death and tomb to this day send chills down people's spines. Lee Leon Ying was neither a royal relative nor a founding hero of the dynasty, yet he lived through the reigns of 4 emperors: Xianfeng, Tongdai, Guangxu, and Puyi. Thanks to his polished appearance, sharp mind, and skillful eloquence, he quickly became Empress Dowager Cixi's most trusted right-hand man. She even broke tradition by granting him the highest-ranking position ever given to a eunuch, elevating him from a mere servant to the pinnacle of power, enough to make both the emperor and empress tread carefully. However, what's truly strange isn't his career, it's the eerie scene inside his coffin, discovered more than half a century after his death. The story began in the summer of 1966. In the grounds of No. 61 Middle School in Haidian District, Beijing, China, a group of locals accidentally uncovered a strange tomb while digging foundations for construction. The tomb covered an area of about 50 acres with an arched gate made of white marble and a prominent inscription, "Tomb of Chief Steward Li, bestowed by the Emperor." On either side of the gate were stone pillars engraved with deeply carved couplets, radiating royal dignity. Once the news spread, an archaeological team quickly moved in. But to reach the burial chamber, they had to operate an excavator continuously for 7 days because the tomb was buried under a layer of 3-earth soil, a special type of earth reserved only for royal tombs. Inside, the team was overwhelmed by a room paved with white marble, with intricate carvings decorating both walls. In the center stood a purple-red lacquered coffin, gilded in gold, resting on a jade platform, surrounded by jewelry, ancient coins, and exquisitely crafted burial objects, all engraved with the name Li. At first, it seemed like a monumental discovery, but when they opened the coffin lid, the entire team was stunned. Inside was a carefully covered body wrapped in a cotton quilt. Yet when they lifted the quilt, there was no corpse, only a pile of slimy mud and a skull with high cheekbones and pursed lips, covered with a thin layer of skin that preserved the head intact. This haunting sight still haunts the excavation team to this day. At first, everyone suspected grave robbers had desecrated the body to steal the valuable burial goods. But looking around, there was no sign of disturbance. Everything remained intact, from the coffin to the precious treasures. This led experts to ask a chilling question. Why did Lee Leon Ying's body disappear in such a bizarre way? That wasn't all. The tomb also held many rare treasures: Buddhist prayer beads, gold and silver, jade, and especially a Qing dynasty sapphire sword. A burial item never before seen in any eunuch's tomb. This is arguably the most lavish eunuch tomb in Chinese history, proving just how favored Li once was. Back to the question of why his remains were not intact. According to the Li family genealogy, he died of dysentery after retiring to a secluded life, practicing vegetarian Buddhism. However, Qing historical records claim he was assassinated. Many believe that after Empress Dowager Cixi's death, he lost his protector and became a thorn in the eyes of old enemies. Rumors even suggest he staged a fake funeral, and the current tomb is just a decoy grave, while his real remains are buried somewhere else, a secret still undiscovered today. Conflicting records, folklore, and the eerie details inside the coffin make Lee Leon Ying's death increasingly mysterious. So in the end, was this a case of revenge, a political conspiracy, or an escape plan he had arranged beforehand? The answer may still lie buried deep beneath the ancient soil of Beijing, or perhaps forever entombed with the name Lee Leon Ying, the most powerful eunuch of the Qing dynasty. Organic remains and intact food bags, found in a 2,000-year-old ancient tomb. The story began when workers were digging foundation pits for a building in the new Huangku neighborhood of Xinjiang, Xi'an, and accidentally discovered valuable archaeological remains. The Shanxi Provincial Archaeological Institute quickly launched an excavation. Their findings revealed an ancient cemetery with over 1,000 tombs spread across a high terrain, a prime location chosen by the ancients as their final resting place. What's particularly special is that the center of the cemetery holds many tombs from the Western Han period, interspersed with smaller tombs from the Tang, Ming, and Qing dynasties, creating a historical panorama spanning thousands of years. But the highlight was Tomb M553, dated over 2,000 years old. It covers a massive area with a deep vaulted brick chamber nearly 56 feet long, currently considered the largest tomb in the excavation site. Here's the most shocking part. Inside the tomb, experts found not only intact ancient pottery, but also numerous woven cloth bags filled with perfectly preserved grains. Additionally, there were bundles of straw wrapping food and even organic remains preserved by 3 unique protective layers. This is an extremely rare phenomenon in archaeology because organic materials typically disintegrate into dust after thousands of years, losing their original shapes. Are you curious how millet grains, hemp seeds, and woven cloth bags could survive such a long time? I boldly suggest the miracle lies in the mysterious protective wrapping around these items. Straw mats and fabric tied with red ribbons made of a material scientists still cannot clearly identify. This material is unlike common reed or cattail. It has very special physical properties, opening up an unsolved mystery for researchers. Visually, the organic remains still retain their shape, but inside, most have decomposed into powder, making transport and study even more complicated. Archaeologists must work extremely carefully to avoid damaging the artifacts when exposed to air and wind. Another fascinating detail is how the objects inside the tomb are arranged in a very scientific way. Intact pottery and porcelain vessels are placed in the innermost section. Next are tightly packed cylindrical bundles of grains. And on the outermost layer sits a round inverted mouth bag that possibly contained soup or solid food, though scientists are still studying this. Dr. Hu Xuanbo, head of the excavation team, noted that finding woven cloth bags containing food is extraordinarily rare because typically, Han Dynasty tombs only have food stored in ceramic containers. If the secret behind the preservation material of these cloth bags is revealed, it would surely be a breakthrough for today's food preservation industry. A skull with a hole in the middle and a massive gold treasure found in an ancient Xinjiang tomb. Have you ever heard of an ancient tomb called the Golden Tomb that has held a mystery for thousands of years in China? If not, let me take you to a small town called Urumqi, located at the crossroads of the Nai Urumqi and Alakok rivers in Xinjiang, China. Here lies an ancient story uncovered from the earth that continues to puzzle archaeologists to this day. It is the story of a skeleton with a hole in the middle of its skull, a very unusual mark that reflects an ancient and mysterious medical technique. You know, Urumqi might not seem like a particularly notable place from the outside, but it holds a crucial geographic position. Situated on the slopes of the Tian Shan Mountains, it is the lowest point and a key junction of the ancient Silk Road that connected the north and south. Nomadic people long ago lived here, leaving behind countless cultural relics and tombs scattered across this sun-drenched land of sand dunes and wind. Then, in 1976, during the construction of a railway line, workers accidentally discovered 85 tombs dating back to the spring and autumn period, the Qin dynasty and the Han dynasty of ancient central China. At first, archaeologists were somewhat disappointed since most artifacts found were simple pottery and rough bronze pieces without much significance. But one tomb captured everyone's attention due to its rich and valuable burial items, especially more than 200 sparkling gold artifacts uncovered. There were gold tiger plaques, gold belts, and a huge gold plaque shaped like a lion weighing nearly 2 tons, a discovery never before seen in this region. Even stranger, the tomb contained the earliest lacquerware found in the Central Plains area. Carbon-14 dating showed the tomb's occupant died between 2,345 and 2,135 years ago. So, who was the woman owning this tomb filled with dazzling gold treasures? And why does her skull have a hole in the middle? To answer these questions, archaeologists immediately opened the coffin and found the skeleton of a woman about in her early 30s. The shocking detail was a clear hole in her skull, resembling a bullet wound. However, after extensive studies, experts concluded it was not a violent or war injury, but rather evidence of an ancient surgical procedure called trepanation. Back then, among the ancient nomads of China, if someone suffered severe head illness or unbearable pain, they used a technique to drill a hole in the skull to relieve pressure and ease pain. Gruesome as it sounds, but it was a common practice. Of course, this procedure was extremely risky because any mistake could easily lead to immediate death. The prevailing hypothesis is that this woman was likely the daughter or princess of the Saka tribal chief, a powerful tribe living in the Pamir and Tian Shan mountain regions over 2,000 years ago. This tribe highly revered gold, which explains why their tomb goods were all made of gold. Their lifestyle was closely tied to water, grasslands, and the development of a class society from the 3rd century BCE onward. Unfortunately, despite many speculations about the identity of the Golden Tomb's female owner, there is still no conclusive evidence. She remains a great mystery, a silent ghost of time, sparking endless curiosity about her strange life and death. So, what do you think about this Golden Tomb? Could the hole in the woman's skull really be evidence of an astonishing ancient medical technique? Or is there something even deeper yet to be uncovered? Personally, I believe it's very likely she underwent trepanation to save her life, but sadly did not survive. Nearly intact beauty mummy, after 300 years in a Qing dynasty tomb. One day in March 2001, at a regular construction site in Ningxian County, Anhui Province, China, an excavator operator accidentally unearthed a massive ancient tomb buried 13 feet underground. The entire construction halted immediately, and an archaeological team was called in to seal off the area, preparing to uncover a secret that had been sleeping for centuries. Do you know what happened next? As the earth was gradually removed, 2 coffins suddenly appeared before the experts. The first coffin was rather simple, containing a decomposed body and nothing remarkable among the burial items. But the second coffin stunned everyone. This coffin was covered with a 12-inch thick layer of golden clay. The outer coffin was made from termite-resistant cypress wood, painted in a bronze color, with 2 coffin layers separated by a 16-inch thick lime layer. The inner coffin was crafted from rare red sandalwood, a dark red hue, and was huge, over 6.5 feet. And what no one expected was that when the coffin lid was opened, a strange, fragrant scent filled the air, completely unlike the typical musty odor of an ancient tomb. The experts were mesmerized to see inside the body of a woman dressed in Qing dynasty attire. The mummy was extraordinarily well preserved, appearing like a young woman sleeping peacefully, with soft skin still intact and joints that could move slightly. This woman was about 5 feet 4 inches tall, slender, with an oval, delicate face. Her legs were bound in the traditional 3-inch lotus feet style, with bright red painted fingernails and toenails. At this point, the lead archaeologist, Mr. Wang Shaoqiang, stated that this was an exceptionally rare find in Chinese archaeological history. He believed the woman to be a beautiful noblewoman from the Qing dynasty era. However, the story wasn't just about beauty and mystery. Upon closer examination, they found a deep T-shaped cut on her neck, clearly a sword wound. It was the only injury on her body, indicating she did not resist when she was killed. This wound was the cause of her death, raising suspicions of either murder or an unjust execution in ancient times. Alongside her were countless luxurious burial items, including gold and silver jewelry, gemstone rosary beads, and coins from the Kangxi Emperor's reign. All these indicated that the tomb's owner held a high social status, very likely royalty. The carved dragons, phoenixes, and Qilin motifs on the wooden coffin further confirmed this was no ordinary person's resting place. Some speculate that this might be the tomb of Consort Xiang, a famous concubine of Emperor Qianlong, legendary for the natural fragrance believed to emanate from her body. But the mummy's age doesn't match historical records of Consort Rong, thought to be the real-life inspiration for Consort Xiang. Moreover, the scent could have come from herbs used during embalming, so her identity remains uncertain. Even official histories and local records do not mention this tomb, making the identity of the woman inside a great unsolved mystery. But why was the body so remarkably well preserved? Experts believe that besides the special coffin design, the fatal neck wound caused heavy blood and fluid loss, which helped the body dry quickly, slowing decomposition in the damp underground environment. This was one of the key factors that allowed the mummy to remain nearly intact for over 300 years. A 1,400-year-old mural in a tomb reveals the life of ancient maidservants. In early May 2023, archaeologists in Suixian County, Sanzhou City, Hunan Province, China, unearthed an ancient tomb dating back over 1,400 years. But what truly amazed people wasn't just the tomb's impressive age. It was the stunning mural found inside, depicting two maidservants with soft, graceful brushstrokes, as if they were ready to step out of the wall and share their ancient story. The two maidservants are dressed in long gowns with flowing robes, not only visually striking, but also radiating a unique vitality. This gives viewers a vivid sense of stepping back to the Southern and Northern dynasties period, a historical era spanning from 420 to 589 AD, when Chinese art and culture flourished brilliantly. Behind the mural lies more than just painted figures. It reflects the lives, roles, and status of maidservants in ancient society. They were not merely servants, but important figures within their families and culture at the time. Did you know this isn't the first time such rare murals have been discovered in China? Previously, archaeologists excavated two enormous tombs in Shanxi province dating back to the Tang dynasty, 618 to 907 AD. These tombs, measuring up to 139.5 feet and 110 feet long, were adorned with vibrant murals illustrating many aspects of life, from lively music and dance scenes to dramatic depictions of horse and camel training. One mural, showing a horse trainer, particularly impressed many with its exquisite expression. The focused face, the strong whip-wielding hand trying to tame a powerful white horse. This serves as a testament to the extraordinary artistic talent of ancient painters, who didn't just capture images but conveyed deep emotions and vivid stories to future generations. That's not all. Alongside the murals, over 100 burial artifacts, such as statues of standing figures and horse riders, were found in these two tombs, shedding further light on the customs and social life of the Tang dynasty. Doesn't it strike you as fascinating? For centuries, these people, whether real or immortalized in art, have silently waited to be awakened. And when today's light shines upon them, they tell us stories never before written. History isn't just in books. It's buried underground, in ancient walls, and in paintings faded by time. With every new discovery, we draw closer to the secrets long hidden beneath our feet. So, what if one day, right beneath where you stand, an ancient world is quietly waiting to be uncovered? Dragon traces in a 6,000-year-old ancient tomb. If you think dragons are just mythical creatures from fairy tales or movies, get ready to rethink that idea. What archaeologists uncovered at an ancient burial site in China in the late 1980s shook the scientific community, not only because of its age, but also because of the clear presence of a dragon figure made from seashells lying right next to the skeleton of a man from the Neolithic period. It sounds like a tall tale, but it's historical fact. The story began with a water regulation pond project in the city of Puyang, Henan Province. When machinery started digging, they didn't expect to uncover ordinary soil and rock, but an ancient city wall. What seemed like a minor discovery actually led to an archaeological site belonging to the Yangshao culture, dating back as far as 6,000 years, an era linked to the legendary 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors in Chinese mythology. Inside a special tomb in this site, 2 sacred animal figures, a dragon and a tiger, were found carefully assembled from seashells, placed beside the remains of a middle-aged man. The dragon measured about 5 feet 10 inches long and nearly 28 inches tall, while the tiger was a bit smaller. What's fascinating is that the dragon's shape wasn't random. Its curved head, long body, and curled tail perfectly match descriptions found in ancient texts. Even more intriguing, this discovery was made in the Year of the Dragon according to the Chinese lunar calendar, adding to the mystique. But this wasn't the only site. In the even older Yangjiawa culture, dating back over 8,000 years, 2 clay dragons were also discovered. So the question is, how did ancient people, living in times without writing or advanced technology, imagine such a strange creature as the dragon? In Western culture, dragons are often associated with fierce, destructive, and evil traits. But in the East, especially in China, Vietnam, Korea, and Japan, the dragon symbolizes sacredness, power, royalty, and good fortune. According to legend, the Eastern dragon is a composite of many animals: the head of a camel, antlers like a deer, the body of a snake, fish scales, and eagle claws. It's said to ride clouds, breathe rain, and transform in countless ways. Since the Han Dynasty, dragons have been closely linked to imperial authority. Emperors wore dragon robes, sat on dragon thrones, and rode dragon chariots. The emperor's face was called the dragon countenance, and his health was the dragon body. The dragon became the ultimate symbol of royalty. But did this image come purely from legend, or was it inherited from a real creature once worshipped by ancient people? Interestingly, some experts believe the Yellow Emperor didn't invent the dragon symbol, but was rather the one who inherited, refined, and clearly defined it. Because even before his time, dragon traces were found in older cultures like Yangshao and Yangjiawa. So, is this evidence that dragons actually existed as real creatures? Or are they simply symbolic creations born from the imagination of ancient humans? This question remains unanswered. What is clear is that every time the Earth is turned over, history is rewritten. And what was found in that 6,000-year-old tomb, with a dragon, tiger, and human lying side by side, is like a whisper from the past, reminding us not to be too quick to dismiss legends. As you can see, the shocking and mysterious discoveries in ancient tombs have not only rocked the archaeological world, but also sparked endless curiosity about ancient civilizations. The artifacts, mummies, and strange rituals found in these tombs have unlocked historical secrets we never imagined. Each discovery holds a mysterious story, from eerie funeral rites to incredibly rare objects that leaves us amazed. Although science and technology have advanced today, many mysteries remain unsolved. These discoveries will continue to be key in helping us better understand the mysterious civilizations that existed thousands of years ago. So, what about you? Which discovery impressed you the most from those we've talked about? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to give this channel a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you enjoyed this video. For now, goodbye, and see you next time.